根據總檢察長辦公室嘅調查，美國總務署嘅官員尼利2010年組織咗一次為期4日嘅員工培訓，總共有300人參加，地點響拉斯維加斯嘅一個度假酒店，總開銷達到83萬2千美元。部分消費內容包括私人派對5600美元，每人每日嘅早餐費44美元，團隊精神訓練、組裝腳踏車7萬5千美元，食物同飲品14萬6千美元，紀念幣6325美元，紀念冊8130美元，讀心術專家3200美元。響醜聞爆發之後，美國總務署署長辭職，包括尼利在內嘅5名高級官員被留職停薪，仲有2個人被開除。美國國會眾議院舉行聽證會，深入了解呢一宗嘅事件。兩黨議員嚴詞抨擊政府官員濫用納稅人嘅稅金，共和黨議員更加將此作為政府失職嘅證明，要求縮小政府嘅職能。尼利響聽證會上便不發一言，強調沉默係憲法賦予嘅權利。尼利嘅年薪係17萬美元。新任總務署署長要求尼利等官員退還濫用嘅公款，總檢察長仲要求司法部調查官員是否收受回扣以及係賄賂。雖然唔少嘅美國民眾同國會議員同樣憤怒，但係呢個並未有完全打擊民眾對政府嘅信心。
Waste money in this government like most Americans breathe, all the time.
Just another example of wasteful government spending of my tax dollars.
I think that's more of the government's nonsense about spending money. They have no limit, so they just cannot trust them.
I think it's wider than the West Coast. I think it's wider than one department. I think that the federal government bureaucracy wastes more money in more ways than anybody else.
Imagine.
And having worked for the state government, I've seen it up close and personal.
Do you think this case kind of represents what the government is like nowadays?
I think it does represent what government is like, because government is a reflection of society, and we're a society that is constantly losing its moral course, and therefore this is what we get, we don't have a moral society, we don't have an ethical government.
Are you mad at them, like wasting our money?
Yeah, because we kind of need it, I mean, we have all these homeless people on the streets when they could use that money to be helping them, so.
It's a ridiculous thing for any arm of government or for any organization to spend that kind of money on a conference. But I also think that relative to all of the other problems in our country and what's going on, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. It doesn't even come close to dealing with what we have to deal with in this country in terms of people struggling economically.
The most serious problem facing our country, and I firmly believe this, is our national debt and our government spending. And if we don't do something about it, and I mean soon, the people you guys are questioning, me, the people standing around me, we're going to be dealing with it, not the politicians.
It's a crime, I mean, they're taking money out of our pockets, for their pleasure. They're taking money out of our pockets, and it shouldn't be right. It's not right at all, Something needs to be done about it. Congress really needs to, to crack down on that, because it's happening too much, too often.
Congress needs to hold the executive branch accountable for its actions. So whatever inquiry needs to be done should be done, but the spectacle that they're trying to make of this is really inappropriate and out of proportion to the event itself. I think the most dysfunctional part of government, the federal government right now, is Congress, and I think Congress needs to be focusing on that rather than the operations of the executive branch exclusively.
I think it could happen in any government, the scandal that happened, and I don't think we should throw out the whole government because of it.
I'm an ex-government employee, and I went to a few conferences that were nothing at all like the accounts of that Las Vegas thing. It's a shame. Some people are just dumb, that's all. They should never have done it. People should have been aware of what they were doing and stopped it.
I actually work for the government, so I don't think so. I think a lot of great people work hard for the government and usually don't misspend money. So it's that's why another reason why I think it's sort of one bad apple, but there could be other bad apples. We'll find out in the process.
So what can we do as just like taxpayers or as regular people or as voters? What can we do?
I mean, we can keep a closer lookout for it, but other than that, they're doing what they think
I don't know if they're doing what they think they should be doing it correctly or not, but there's a law for it, and they broke the law. So
Anything we can do as the people?
Yes, hold their feet to the fire and vote intelligently. Learn.
So like that's why we have an inspector general to inspect things like that.
Oh, why are you going to depend on a bureaucrat again?
Yeah, run by other bureaucrats.